Good afternoon. It is with great pleasure that I bring greetings to you today in anticipation of this important discussion surrounding African American women and civic participation within our communities. I would like to start off by thanking the Urban Women's Movement, its president, Trishana Thomas, Chair Lissa Jones, co-chair Helen Bassett, and president of Young Black Female Perspectives, Amara Coney, for extending this invitation to me to appear before you today. I would also like to take this time to thank co-sponsors Roxanne Givens, Calvin Quarles, Black Motivated Women, and the spokesman Recorder News, and supporters including Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton, Senator Al Franken, Congressman Keith Ellison, and Minnesota State Carol McFarland, the representative for this area. I thank all of you for being supportive of this vital moment. Unfortunately, due to scheduling constraints, I was unable to be with you all today, but I still wanted to send a special message to assist in setting the tone for the discussion this afternoon. Today's date, January 21st, holds much significance as it relates to the purpose of your gathering. January 21st marks the birth date of Congresswoman Barbara Jordan, the first African American elected to the Texas State Senate after Reconstruction and the first Southern Black female elected to the United States House of Representatives. Barbara Jordan is a shining example of an African American woman who blazed the trail, making it possible for me and you to be engaged in the American political process today. As an organization with the mission of helping urban women navigate the political process, each of you in the room today have a huge task ahead of you in anticipation of this year's upcoming presidential and congressional elections. Prior to the 2008 presidential election, organizations representing communities of color across the nation zeroed in on voter registration, with voter registration serving as the main priority for some minority service organizations. Many of these groups claimed victory when 65.3% of African Americans registered and almost 61% actually voted in the historic 2008 election. As significant as this surge in African American voter participation is, the 2010 midterm elections showed that these participation and registration highs were short-lived. In 2010, our voting and participation rates plummeted by 20 points. This is proof that there's still a lot of work to be done in keeping our communities engaged at each step of the political process. Midterm elections are equally, if not more important, to our communities in choosing the proper representation to work on behalf of matters that affect us more on a day-to-day basis. As important as it is for communities of color to organize around voter registration, it is even more important for us to educate our communities on the importance of the political process and turning out the vote. We must not take this right to vote for granted, for it was not a right that was afforded to all a mere 47 years ago. It is not enough for us to talk about important issues like those once or twice a year. We must think about them every day. It is up to each of us to raise the bar and never be satisfied with the status quo. We must continually fight to ensure that our issues remain at the forefront of political discourse and public policy. The only way we can do this is to stay engaged. The only way we can do this is to do this day in and day out. Thank you for all of your hard work and for all of the work you will do in the future.